Mayor Bowser, perhaps your biggest initiative to date, replacing the city's homeless shelter at DC General with a network of smaller shelters, one in every ward, has hit some snags, including questions about costs and transparency around how sites were chosen. Council Chair Phil Mendelson is reworking the plan to address some of those concerns. What's he looking at, Tom?
Oh, I thought you asked the mayor a question about that. Well, I did that story. It got bumped out by some of this Metro stuff, but the chairman told me that he's concerned about the high cost. The chairman has indicated that maybe you could save some costs by moving some of these. They're not shelters. This is temporary homes. These are homes where families can live rather than the squalor of DC General, and that these can be built maybe on some DC land to cut this cost by tens of millions of dollars and cut out some of the profit motive that is in there by going to private lands.
Mayor Bowser, he will present his version to the council in June. Are you willing to consider other options?
Well, this is a legislative process, Kojo. I was a member of the legislature for over 8 years, and legislation gets tweaked all the time. I think that the chairman and I dare say the entire council, share the same goal, and that's to close DC General and to do it just as soon as possible. And also to make sure that we are treating this issue of ending family homelessness as a citywide issue, because it is a citywide issue. So the plan that we have presented to the council does exactly that. So I have a conversation with the chairman every week. I ask him what his thoughts are on these things, and I'm looking forward to him sharing those thoughts. If there's some tweaks here,
that means he hasn't shared these thoughts with the mayor. But I will say this: he was very upset that the News 4 found out about this idea, and I know the city administrator Rashad Young paid him a visit yesterday afternoon, and they had a firm conversation. But he does say he agrees with you. The chairman says he agrees. He says the whole council agrees with you about dispersing the homes.
Well, I think it's important because, this is tough. These are tough. I was a ward council member, so I know what some of the ward council members are dealing with. But it is also going to take some courage and leadership on everybody's part. This is a situation where, I hope that we're into the negotiation phase with the council members and not just the no phase, because if we can talk about some specifics, like if they don't like what we have proposed, do they have a specific site that they're willing to stand behind, put their name behind, go to the community and talk about, then we have something to work with.